Welcome guys to a new video. In this video I'm gonna reveal some top secrets about raising pigeons to how become the best with raising pigeons. So guys, first of all, it's not a hard thing to become a better raising pigeon or the best raising pigeon fancier. There are some main things that you have to consider and keep on doing, and the best part or the most important parts that you need is that you have the best pigeons that are available in your country. So in my case I have some pigeons from Jan Hoijmans, and mostly those pigeons are doing it the best in my loft. I have other lines for other disciplines, but yeah, the Hoijmans pigeons are mostly the best that are doing it the best. And it's not that I have a lot of first prizes, I have a few, but there are more things than only having the best pigeons. So you will see it all in this video. So when you have some pigeons that are from great lines, you have to check on them. You need some things for what is or can be the best pigeon. First of all is the back. It needs to be straight lined. As you can see with this pigeon, straight strong back. Also, what for my type of pigeon is that I want the bone that you can feel here. It's the shoulder, it's close to the body. The best thing is that you can't put a finger between the bone and the body, as this pigeon has as well. Then you want to check on the thickness of the wing. The bigger the better. And then what also I check on is when I lift the wing a little bit, you can see it's shaking, and then you know the muscle intensity is great, and then they have strong muscles. You can see, you also see the back, really strong, straight line. That's what I like to see. Then some people don't check it, but the eye of the pigeon is also important for me. I want to have a deep eye with a lot of color, and you have around the black pupil you see a line. It's not sure how to call it in English, but it's the line. Yeah, if he has it, it's for racing, and if he hasn't, then it's for breeding. But yeah, the other things, the type that you want with your pigeon has to be perfect. So yeah, this pigeon in the hand, it's a great pigeon. Then the next thing that you have is he has to win on the races, and that's where you come in, because when you race with the pigeons, the feeding, the training, everything like that, you have to do it perfect. So when everything fits in the picture, then you have the best chance to win the race. So yeah, if you do everything right, you train the pigeons well before season, that they come in shape for the races, and yeah, you have to do the feeding right. The distance, you have to give them the best energy with them when they go on the races, and so on and on. So when you have the best lines, it won't say that you can win, but if the pigeon is your type of pigeon, like this one, the 917 is my type of pigeon. You have seen the muscle intensity, the short bone between the shoulder bone between the body and the wing, the thickness of the wing. There's all things, the back, straight line, strong back. That's what you want in a pigeon, in my opinion. There are different fanciers that think otherwise, but that's my opinion about the racing pigeon. So yeah, this one, if my grandfather takes it, he said it's your best. It's the greatest bird you have. It means the last year it was of the young birds, so yeah, that's why he's here. He raced a lot of races this season, still on the loft. It's a hen, and the youngsters I breed out of this one. I got two, the 708 and the 709. Still have them. They're on the race form today, so you will see that in another video. But I still have them. So the next thing, what really important is the cleanness of your loft. With the old birds, I normally clean once a day, sometimes two times a day, just when I have the time. With the young birds, it's a completely different story. You start with them just on dry droppings. You just leave it for mostly I do it until the races start, so I just leave it and then I'm gonna clean it. The only thing I will clean with the young birds is around the feeding area, so they have just a nice and clean food place to eat. So with the young birds, if you just give them that dry dropping system, then you have to you can boost the immune system, because there are all kinds of bacteria things in it. So with that you can boost the immune system of the young birds. Also with the drinking bowl, I only fill it up every day and I only clean it once a week. That's also because that's the place where all the birds come together to drink. They just change their bacteria that they have with them, or any virus or whatever. So that's, if they can get a little bit in their system, then they can prevent it to become sick. So look, it's kind of the same with yourself. If you like when you are a child, you get vaccinated for different kind of diseases, so to prevent that you can get sick. And that's also the same with the immune system of the young birds as well. If they get a little bit amount of every virus, bacteria, whatever, then they can be resist against that virus or bacteria, whatever. So that's also an important thing that I use for my young birds. So this year I didn't darken the birds, and that's also, I think, preventing them for getting E. coli, or maybe it's just because they get it a little bit, but they are strong enough because they have a strong immune system, and also they just on a natural way were treated because we didn't darken them. So when you darken the birds, it's not a natural thing what you do with the young birds. So the next thing that's really important is that you have to select your birds really great. I mean, you have to be if a bird is it not just enough, just remove it from the loft, because if it isn't, it never will be. So if you have a bird that you waste with and you waste them 10 times and you only got 1 time the points, it's just not the bird that you want on your loft. And I know it's hard because you need hens, male birds, you need to have both the exact same. So you have the Racingpigeons, the pairs are complete. But sometimes when you have too much, just remove the bad ones, and for next year you will be going in a line up. You will become better that season. So this hen is from 2018 and I breed like I think 10 youngsters of this one. I also used this one for the Racingpigeons, for the male birds, to as a partner that's home, because it's a breeder. I got this one from my grandfather. This hen is from 2018, so I didn't race with this one, but my grandfather did. He got some prizes, so it's not a bad bird. But from last season I got 2 youngsters from it with another male that I also bought from that's fancier. But from this one I did in the first with another male bird. I got 6 youngsters from it and they all did it well as yearlings. But then we got to a point where the birds were lost or they didn't get home, but they made it to some great early prices, around 100, 150 in the department. So that's not bad if you want to go up. But as a yearling, all of those youngsters I lose them. So I first of all think it was the hen that was the problem, because it was every time with those youngsters, they were gone when they are yearlings. So, but now from this season I put another male bird on her, and I got two youngsters from them, and one of them is with a friend of mine, also raised pigeon, and that youngster as young bird raised a fourth in the department against 4,300 birds, 4,300 birds. So there was a great result. The week after that one, he got 74 or 75, something like that, also around 3,300 birds. So that, with that result, I thought, no, I think I will leave this hen for one more year, so I can check with the same male bird to put on her, to check if I can get more like those young birds. And the next thing is that, yeah, I hope that those birds as a yearling perform even better than a young bird. But if they don't, then this hen will leave the loft for next year. But sometimes you just have to try, because yeah, if a young bird from this hen can raise a fourth in the department, then you know she has some good genes. That's, yeah, true. So there's also a tip for me: if you have breeders, pair them up with different birds and check on how they do it, the young birds out of it, how much you leave or can keep on your loft, and yeah, those things. So if you breed 4 youngsters and you can, at the end of the season you have one left, then you know it's not a good breeder. So or you can pair them up with another one, or you can remove it. Sometimes it's a hard sport, but you have to be hard on your birds, because if you want to go higher, you have to make the choices to, yeah, remove the birds that are not it. So the next thing that we have is the feeding. You have to start in your season with a feeding thing, a schema, scheme, I'm not sure how to say it in English, but just stick to the plan for the whole season. So if you start with a mixture and you're gonna use that for the season, then stay with it, not change it during the season, because if you do, then you can, yeah, just the whole season can be, yeah, fucked up, to say it just that way. So if you start within a feeding thing, then just keep it with, yeah, stick to the plan, easy. So yeah, do it like that, don't change it, and yeah, just stay with where you are. The thing that I do before I start with racing season, I'm gonna make a plan on what I want to do and what prize I want to win, or at least I try to win, what race I want to race, and then I make a plan with what feeding I use, what I do in the drinking bowl, what medical supplies I'm gonna use, everything like that. And I will stick to that plan for the whole season, and if it didn't work out, then for the next season I'm gonna reconsider what's better or what's not, and I can remove products, I can add products, anything like that. But for me at this point, I use the Duffler 3-in-1 in the drinking water, and that's what I do for the past 2-3 years, and it's working fine for me. This year I also used for the young birds the Pigeon booster. It's a booster that for the young birds it can prevent or help with E. coli and things like that. So yeah, for me I didn't get E. coli this year, so it can be, or the darkening system that I didn't use that it's not getting the E. coli with that, or it's the Pigeon booster that helped to get the young birds to a better immune system. But yeah, I'm not pretty sure about that. But yeah, with the Duffler 3-in-1 in the drinking bowl, I'm sure of that that's a great product for your birds, that they become healthier and better, and yeah, anything like that. So that's one thing I can admit to you guys, that if you want to use that, that's great. So check it out, duffler.be, and see for yourself. Try it for a year. Isn't great for you, then stop it, and otherwise you can keep going with it. So with the part of the bird selection, I also gonna make another video on how I gonna select my birds, but that's later on in the video. But for this video, yeah, you have to just keep the good birds and not checking them by hand only, but also race with them. If you have the chance to race with every bird that you have, do it, and keep the birds that are get into the points or even get early prizes or anything. All the birds that didn't make it to the points, just remove them. And of course you have birds that are great on the short distance, middle distance, the long distance, and even the overnight flights, races. But you have to select them on what you want. So if you want to become the best at the short and middle distance, then keep the birds that are the best on that races and remove the rest. Just take a discipline that you want and select your birds on that, but just race with them. That's the best thing, race with them. Because otherwise you can have a bird that's great in the hand but never hit the paper with the points. So yeah, if you keep that bird, then you will going down, down, down even more, and then even maybe you get to a point that not even the birds getting home on the same day but the next day, and then you are just lost and you can are lost for the races. You won't become the best, to be say it cool at that point. But yeah, so here with the male birds, they are in the molting season. So then when they are in the molting season, you have to do also everything white, because this also important step of racing with your pigeons, because the feathers, the wings, that's the most important part of your birds, of course. So in this part of the season, you have to give them the best, the food, the water, and a clean loft. As you can see, you have to clean this loft, but it's just from 2 days. I do this one not every day, because there's just 11 birds in here and they don't shit that much. So yeah, that's why I can do that. So, and they are on a resting, so they don't need that much of cleanliness than if you do it just once between 2 days or something like that. So, but yeah, molting season, there are a lot of different products to give to your birds in molting season to help them with the mold, but I'm sure of that it's not a thing that you need. It's just give them the food they need, give them the rest they need. So these birds, they won't go outside just because they have not the wings to fly that hard. So if you are having problems with the bird of prey, then these birds are gonna take down with them, because they don't have the strength or the speed to get away from them, because they are molting. So I will show you a few birds so that you can see that their wings are not complete. And at this point, these birds the lights are dimmed, I think 6 weeks now, so they are going molting really hard. So I will check and show you some birds. So this one, you can see the wing, he's throwing 2 flights at the same time. Also this one has the last 2-3 flights. Here's the points are gone, but that's a different reason, not because of the mold. But this one, you can see here is one coming through and the other one is just a point. So you can see he's throwing 2 at the same time. This bird is not as far in the molting season as some of the others. So, but you can see the ears coming bald also. And I'm gonna pick another one and check on and show them to you guys as well. Here's another one, and you can see here he throws 2. So he got some holes in his wings, so he never can get the speed when he has a full wing to be safe from the bird of prey or whatever. And these birds also are not ready to race with us, but that's not that hard to see, right? So that were some birds of the molting. So last thing I want to give you guys is that with the young birds, just race with them. Don't think, yeah, but they come out my best pairs, I don't want to lose them or whatever. But if you don't race them, you never know if it's a good bird. So just put them on the races. Every young bird, just put them on the races and race with them, and then you can see and they can get the results that you want to see. So if it's a good bird, it will get home. Isn't it a good bird, then it won't. But just race them. Also with the race birds, just race them. If you have good birds that can race first prizes or even top 10 of the department, and they do many of them, then yeah, just keep them for your breeding loft and breed with them with different partners and see what the young birds of those pairs become, and if you can keep them, or otherwise if you can't keep them or you lose the young birds, then change the partner, or otherwise remove the birds, because not every good race bird is a good breeder. So that's also an important thing. So guys, then for now, this was the video. I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something from it. Also, just like the video, subscribe to my channel, do it down below. I'd appreciate it. And thank you guys. See you on the next one.